had the posh frock and all the trimmings. But when I look at the pictures now of the younger me, I can see that I looked far from dreadful. I was glowing, as if my joy shone out of me. No fancy dress could match that. Later that night, I climbed into the rickety bed alongside my husband. The gas heater hissed, doing its best to take the chill off the damp room. My face ached from all the laughing and the permanent grin I'd worn. We were both tired. I was about to drop off. My eyelids were drooping, and I was really, really comfy, when suddenly he flicked on the lamp and sat up. I opened my eyes, wondering what was wrong, thinking that maybe those 7 pints of Guinness and the kebab on the way home had finally caught up with him. He lay back down and turned over, positioning himself on his side with his head propped up on his elbow. And then he said, "I love you so much. I want to give you the moon with a bloody big bow tied around it. My wife. I've got a wife, and not just any wife, but the best bloody wife in the whole wide world." I laughed as flames of happiness flickered inside me. "Tell me," he said, "tell me what you want, and one way or another, I'll get it for you." He reached out and knotted his free hand with mine. I remember looking at the bumps of our knuckles side by side, with our little wedding bands sitting next to each other, shiny and new. "I don't want anything, only you," I whispered, which was the truth. He shook his head. "Nah, that's not the answer, girl. If you could have anything, and everything was possible, what would you want?" His expression was bright, hopeful and childlike. I lay back and closed my eyes, trying to picture a world for us where I could have anything and everything was possible. "Well," I swallowed, "I'd like 2 kids, a boy and a girl, who are happy and secure. I want them to be like us, but smarter and cuter." "Well, that wouldn't be too difficult," he laughed. I didn't open my eyes. I stayed in that world that he'd created for me. "And I'd like a swimming pool shaped like a kidney." "Why like a kidney?" he interrupted again. "Because apparently rectangular pools are the cheapest design, but a kidney takes some doing with all them curves, costs more. So everyone would know how much dosh we've got just by its shape." "Gotcha. What else?" He moved closer. I could feel his minty breath against my face. "I'd like a diamond ring. Not just any old diamond, mind, but one the size of an ice cube. And I'd show it to everyone from school and on the estate who has ever laughed at me or made me feel like I was nothing." I felt his lips graze my neck, and a shiver of joy travelled down my spine. "And I want to lie on a tropical beach and feel the soft powdery sand slip through my fingers and the hot sun on my face." This was the wish of a girl who had rarely left the postcode of her childhood. "So, not Southend?" He kissed me again. I opened my eyes and turned to face him. "No, not Southend." "Are you done?" he asked, as his hand travelled up under my nightdress and rested on the flat of my stomach. "Nearly." I placed my hand on top of his. "I want to dance with you in the rain, wearing a lovely dress, and I want it to be a proper dance, like a waltz, old-fashioned and romantic." He rolled over then until he was lying on top of me, resting on his forearms. He smoothed the hair from my forehead and kissed me gently on the mouth. "Then a dance in the rain you shall have." He covered my chest and neck with tiny kisses, making my heart beat faster. "And what about you?" I managed. "What would you want if you could have anything and everything was possible?" His expression was suddenly solemn. He looked into my eyes and spoke in a soft voice. "I want us to live in the countryside, just like we've always wanted, and I reckon